What's up, guys? Welcome to Z Picks. First and foremost, I just gotta say hi to all you haters. Um, I just want to bring up the Ninja Turtles movie because I was the one that said Ninja Turtles will not only dominate the opening weekend in their box office, but their second weekend and maybe even the third and fourth. And right now we're in their third weekend of the box office, and they were first in the first two. They barely lost to Guardians of the Galaxy in the third week. It was like barely like 1.1 million. And I think they might beat them in the fourth. So big ups to everybody that went out to see Ninja Turtles. You're a Ninja Turtle nerd just like me. And I was really worried, I was worried that if the box office sales weren't good enough, they wouldn't make a sequel, and they've already announced a sequel. So good job, guys. Thank you for all your support in that film because I loved it. I loved the Ninja Turtles film. I thought it was awesome. It was everything I expected and more. So thank you, everyone. But moving on, there's two movies I want to talk about today. First being next Friday, and I just wanted to bring up next Friday because I love the first Friday. Really like the second one. I don't remember. Was there a third one? I don't remember. The Christmas one. I like that one. And the original. I don't remember how many there were. But love the Friday series. And they're bringing all the original actors back. You got Ice Cube, you got Mike Epps, you got Cat Williams coming back, and Chris Tucker. Are you kidding me? So I'm pumped up for this movie. It's already been written. I know Ice Cube's working on his NWA film, but they are making another next Fridays after the NWA film. So I had to bring that up because that's awesome. I love those movies. And the last movie I want to talk about was Automata. Now, Automata, I haven't really heard too many people talk about it. It's a sci-fi movie featuring Antonio Banderas. It's about robots that become self-aware in the future and they have to destroy them and stuff. But what's really interesting is a lot of people compare it to iRobot, which understandably so, but I'm amazed at how many people forget about a little movie called Bicentennial Man. Now, Bicentennial Man was starring Robin Williams, also the guy from Jurassic Park. I can't remember his name. And the chick from Charm. So, don't know their names. But it was starring a lot of, big actors today. You would recognize them. And it was an awesome movie. I feel like it was a movie way ahead of its time. It was about self-aware robots. And if you watch the movie, the three laws they use in that movie is actually the exact same three laws they use in iRobot. So, you can't bring up iRobot and not bring up Bicentennial Man. I mean, that's where it all started. That was the marker for it. I went and I watched Bicentennial Man about 3 days ago, and it's still just as awesome. Awesome movie. I recommend it. Look it up. Check it out. But yeah, going back to Automata, it's a very dark looking film, kind of a more realistic take on the whole subject of if robots became self-aware. And I mean, you guys just have to check it out. If you're a sci-fi fan, check out the trailer for Automata. It looks freaking awesome. So that's pretty much, what I have to say about movies. I was going to take more questions today. We have 4 or 5 lined up. The first one is, what is the future of Loki? Now, this is very interesting. I believe that Loki in Phase 3, there's a few paths they could go. One, they could have Thanos kill Loki, take the Infinity Gauntlet, and, do his thing. 2, they could have Loki team up with Thanos. I don't really see that. What I think is going to happen, what I hope is going to happen, is Thanos is going to kill Loki and take the Infinity Gauntlet. And we're going to find out that it wasn't really Loki. He used his mischief power. So Thanos thinks he kills Loki. And I hope in Avengers 4 we get the Planet Hulk storyline. I really do. I mean, how awesome would that be? Where do you go after Thanos? What do? Oh, you fight the fucking Hulk. Have Loki take over the Hulk, and the Avengers have to stop the Hulk. I mean, how awesome would that be? So I really kind of hope they go that way with it, and we get to see a Planet Hulk movie. I mean, that would just be awesome. So that's my take. Again, leave a comment down below. Let me know what you guys think. What you want to see, what you think they might do. Just let me know. So, the next question that I got was, why hasn't Tim Burton been approached to do a superhero movie? I think there's a lot of stink going on with Tim Burton right now, especially after Alice in Wonderland. I think people forget that he was kind of the staple, the marker for the darker superhero movies. If we had never gotten the original Michael Keaton Batmans, we might have never gotten the Dark Knight trilogy. He made it known that you could do a dark superhero movie. So, I've kind of wondered this myself. Why hasn't anybody approached Tim Burton? I think it's just that stench. But I think if you give him the right property, I wouldn't give him like a Doctor Strange, because then you might end up with an Alice in Wonderland. But I would give him, the ones I really want to say is either Daredevil or Green Lantern. Those are two characters especially after the last Green Lantern, you need to go darker. You need to go dark with it. And, if you approach Tim Burton and you tell him, we want a Green Lantern movie that's really dark and gritty, he could do it awesome. And we want a Daredevil that's really gritty. Those are the kind of characters he needs to be working with. I wouldn't even because I thought about, what is his name? The Ryan Reynolds character, Deadpool. I thought about Deadpool, but then I was like, Tim Burton, he wouldn't be able to bring the intense action gore mixed with the comedy. He's just not that kind of director. He's either crazy, zany, out there somewhere, or he's dark, really dark and deep. He can't mix the comedy with the action like Deadpool needs. So, I would go with either, like I said, Green Lantern or the other one. But anyway, enough with Tim Burton. Another question we had brought up was, what do we think of 48 frames per second? And a funny story I'm going to tell you guys is, when I moved into my new place about 2 months ago, the internet guy came over to hook up my internet and cable and stuff, and he was, telling me this story about how he had gone into this older woman's house, and he had hooked up her high-def TV with high-def cable and showed it to her, and after he was done, she was like, "Can you change it back? It doesn't look real to me." And that's kind of how I feel about 48 frames per second. I feel like we're just used to 24 frames per second, and if movie after movie after movie after movie comes out for the next 10 years, the older generation will get used to 48 frames per second. Because I watched the Lord of the Rings movie, the Hobbit movie, and it looked fake to me. It didn't look right at all. So I think that it's just a matter of what we're used to and getting used to it again. So, the whole 48 frames per second, I kind of hope that in the future more movies use it, but have an option for 24 frames a second, kind of like a DVD bonus, like you can watch it in 48 frames or 24 frames, and give us that option. And that would be awesome, because then we could get used to it while still enjoying all the movies that are coming out. So I would like to see that. What was another question? Oh, another question that was brought up was, do actors deserve movie bonuses? If a movie does really well, should they get a bonus? Kind of like a professional athlete. getting a bonus for doing really well. That's pretty much out of my area. I don't know. I mean, I don't think so. I mean, an actor getting a bonus, you sign the contract you sign. It's hard to say, because if you're a good athlete and you perform really good, then you get a bonus. So yeah, I could see, like, if you're a good actor and you perform freaking awesome, then you get a bonus, for making that movie even better. So, I mean, that's just a tough question. It's going to be up to the studio. I mean, there's no way I could really say, I think, I don't even know. I think actors probably should get a bonus. But if you're going to go that route and say actors should get a bonus, it's the same with, the sports players. They don't get penalized if the team loses. So if the movie does bad, no, they shouldn't get penalized. They should get a bonus for exceeding, but not get penalized just because your team loses. I mean, that's the philosophy I have. So, it is what it is. What was another question? Oh, Kickstarter. I know a lot of people. Some people have problems with Kickstarter. Some people don't. Kickstarter is basically a site where you can go and you can help get funded for your movie. It's meant for people that don't have money, but I know a lot of big Hollywood producers use it. Something really interesting is I'm pretty sure Vin Diesel used a site like Kickstarter, or maybe Kickstarter, for his last Riddick film, which fans wanted a lot. And it was awesome that he was able to finally get the funding, but he wasn't, he didn't just rely on the fans to get it. I watched this whole documentary about how he had actually second financed his home, and, he had done all this stuff, put all of his own money into it as much as he could. Then he used Kickstarter to get additional funding, and that's fine with me. I mean, that kind of story. Vin Diesel is a multimillionaire, but, that being said, he did fund pretty much all of Riddick by himself because the fans wanted it, and that's hardcore. That shows me how awesome is that. Thank you, Vin, because I wanted to see that movie, and I love that movie. I own the special edition Blu-ray of that movie, so yes, thank you for bringing us the last Riddick movie. I have no problem with Kickstarter in that aspect. So, again, it's just your opinion. People can abuse it, just like any service. People can abuse it. There's no control over that. But overall, I think it's a good service. So it's kind of just left up to you. That's about all for this episode, guys. I am bringing the Strain review for episodes 5 through 8. Yeah, 5 through 8. The Strain review for episodes 5 through 8 next Monday. And I will be doing a full review with gameplay of Destiny. So look for the Strain review it'll probably be next Tuesday. I'll film it Monday, edit it, and upload it Tuesday. And then I'll bring you the full. I'm going to do everything Destiny for like a week straight. It's going to be all Destiny, walkthroughs, gameplays, strategies, whatever you guys want. Leave me a comment. Let me know what you guys want me to do for Destiny. So, that's about it, guys. And as always, thank you for watching. I'm Z. I'm out. What's up, guys? Z Shit here. Now, if you enjoyed the video, make sure to go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button. What? What that? That's it. That's all I got. Get the